Okay, welcome back to part 2 of Literary Analysis Basics. We stopped at the end of number 5 in your outline last time. So we'll start with number 6 today. And number 6 is a symbol or symbolism. Now we know what a symbol is because we see them all the time in our daily lives. If we see a 6-sided sign that is red, we know that that means stop. If we see a green light on the traffic light at the intersection, we know that we can go. So we know what symbols are. But the basic definition, just so that we all are on the same page, a symbol is a physical object or a person that stands for an idea. Okay, makes sense? So, the symbol for the United States of America, well, you could say the flag, or you could say the one that I've put here, which is the eagle. Both of those represent the United States of America. What about the olive branch? What is that a symbol of? Did you guess peace? That would be correct. A wedding ring is a symbol for the union between two people and the vow to be faithful to one another, or at least it's supposed to be. So what you need to do is look for the thing, physical object or person in your book that stands for a bigger idea. Almost all literature uses symbolism, so keep an eye out for what thing or person might represent that bigger idea. The next thing we're going to talk about is author's tone. We know the word tone because we've heard our parents say, "Don't talk to me in that tone of voice." But author's tone is a little bit different. The tone of an author shows the reader how the author feels about a work of literature. So if we get a serious tone, we know that the author takes the subject seriously and wants us to take it seriously also. But if we get the opposite and we get a sarcastic tone, that means that the author is making fun of the subject and wants us to question the validity of it also. And then if there's others, such as a humorous tone, which means the author finds the subject funny and wants to entertain us. If you need an example of that, just turn on your TV any given night. There are lots of other tones. There were over 100 when I looked them up, but I picked some of the most common. They are angry, critical, which means looking for the bad things in something, detached, which means not connected to something, formal, which means very proper and using all the correct terminology, ironic, which is very similar to sarcastic, although irony is specifically what we don't expect to happen, nostalgic, which means we'd like to go back to the way things were, and pessimistic. Pessimistic means looking for the bad things in what's going on. So look for the tone your author uses in the novel, and this is going to help you figure out the theme, which we're also going to talk about. All of these things are going to help you figure out the theme. Number 8 is point of view. The point of view is the who tells us the story. All stories are told through somebody's point of view. There are 3 common types of points of view. The first one is first person. This is told by the main character in the novel and uses the word I. I went to the store and I bought groceries. That one's pretty self-explanatory. The second one is second person. Second person is also called third person limited, but there's been a lot of confusion about third person limited versus third person omniscient, so a lot of people have just gone to calling it second person. You can call it either. I'll figure it out. The second person point of view is told by a secondary character in the novel. So it's still somebody in the novel telling the story, but it's not the main character or the protagonist. And the third one is third person omniscient. Third person omniscient is told by an all-knowing narrator who is outside of the story. The key characteristic of third-person omniscient stories is that you can see inside more than one character's head. If you can see inside more than one character's head and hear their thoughts, then you have a third-person omniscient point of view. Understanding all of these parts of literature will allow you to figure out the bigger message that the author is trying to get across with the novel. While you read your novel, keep track of these ideas so that you can talk about them on your test or in your project, which is, after all, the whole point of understanding your book, so that you can tell me what you learned. So now that you have gotten all the basic notes, your next step will be to take the next set of notes, which deals with the plot diagram. So I'll see you back for that lecture when you're ready for it. Take it easy. See you in class.